Oh my gosh, what's going on? There's a train going across my screen. I don't know what to do. There's just too much going on. I can't do this.
The command line is an intimidating place, as you can see, but with practice, it can actually be pretty easy. So, grab your coffee and let's get started. To start off, I'm going to be using an Ubuntu virtual machine to go through our demonstrations today. So let's start that up. Now that we're in a Linux virtual machine, let's open up a terminal so that we can learn how to navigate our system using the command line. We can use some command line programs or commands to interact with our system in interesting ways. So before we get into that, I want to dive into the normal file structure that most people are used to. We can see that there is, all of these different side panels, but on the home directory we can see, this document here and downloads, musics, all of these different folders. So if we wanted to actually see that inside of the command line, we can type ls. ls lists the current directory's contents. From here, we can see those exact same folders: desktop, downloads, pictures, um, public, templates. All of these are right here inside of the command line. The next command that we're going to look at is pwd. Pwd prints the working directory. What this does, or what this shows us, is that we are in home Bitmonkey Jed. Using pwd, we can see where we are in the system. So now let's learn a new command, cd. cd allows us to change directory. What this allows us to do is basically click on a new directory. So just like there, I clicked on documents and I navigated into the documents directory. And so I can do that by cd documents. So now if I were to say pwd, we can see that my working directory, my current working directory, is home Bitmonkey Jed documents. One thing to note here is that this tilde sign is equivalent to the current user's home directory. And so it's equivalent to home Bitmonkey Jed in my case. So what if I want to navigate back to my home directory? One way to do that is by just typing cd and enter. By just typing cd, it navigates to the current user's home directory. However, there's another way to do this by doing cd dot dot. The dot dot is synonymous with the previous directory. The next command that we're going to look at is make dir. Make dir allows us to make a directory. And so let's say I wanted to make a directory for my school. So I could do make dir school. Boom. Say ls, and I can visually see here's my school directory. That's pretty cool. And if we navigate over here, we can see, hey, there's school. So now let's go into school, and I can say I want to make a directory for a certain course that I'm in. So let's say CMSC 182. And ls, we can visually see that I just made a directory CMSC 182. So now that we've made this CMSC 182 folder, let's go back to our home directory, cd dot dot. So what if I want to go all the way into my CMSC 182 folder? We can chain this together by saying school and CMSC 182. And by hitting enter, now we're in home Bitmonkey Jed school CMSC 182. The next command that we're going to learn is touch. Touch allows us to create files. So let's say I had a homework file. Boom. And we can see here that I just made a homework.cpp file. We are not going to be going over editing files in this video, but I use Neovim, by the way. The next very common commands that we will be going over are copy and remove. Copy, or like CP, allows us to copy a file from one location to another. So say I want to copy homework.cpp to homework2.cpp. And we can see if I ls that there's a homework2 and a homework.cpp. If I wanted to remove these files, I can use rm homework2.cpp. Bam. ls, and now it's gone. You want to be careful with rm because this file now, there's no trash can in our case. So when I type rm homework2.cpp, it's gone forever. Forever. Another use of CP and RM is to copy complete directories and remove complete directories. So to do this, let's cd back into our school directory, and I'm going to ls to visually see CMSC 182, and I can copy -r for -r for recursive, to recursively copy the files within this directory into another. And so to do that, I type in the name of the file of the directory that I want to copy, and then the name of the direct. And if I wanted to ls the contents of these, to list the contents of these, I can type in both of their names, CMSC 182 and CMSC 410. Check that out. We just used ls to list the contents of both directories in our in this school directory, and we can see these are the contents in CMSC 182. These are the contents in CMSC 410. We can also do ls star, which the star is basically a wildcard character. All right, so we just made this CMSC 410 folder or directory, but I don't want it anymore. So I can say remove -r to recursively remove and delete a directory. So CMSC 410. Bam, it's gone. So lastly, I wanted to talk about a command called man, which stands for manual. The man command allows us to type man and then the name of a program that we want to read the manual for. So let's say man ls. And inside of here, we can see that the name is ls, which with a short description of list directory contents and then a larger description. But additionally, it allows us to see the options, the optional flags that we can type in with the command. So when I use ls, I like to do ls-al, which a is it's going to list all of the contents in the directory, and the L uses long listing format. So let's see what that does. ls-al. Boom. So now we can see that we see a lot more information than just our general ls. Additionally, we can do this with any of these commands. Oh, except for cd apparently. But let's say man make dir, and we can see makes directories and these other flags for it. However, the man pages are sometimes kind of hard to read, and so one thing I like to use is called tldr. However, we don't have this installed, and so in order to do that, I'm going to use sudo apt install tldr. Boom. I have to type in my password, and now I'm installing tldr. TLDR is a program that basically does what man does, but it gives you examples of how to use that. So now that we have this TLDR command installed, let's try to use it. So TLDR ls. No TLDR entry for ls. So what we have to do is run a TLDR update command, TLDR dash dash date. Boom. So now that it's updated, we can actually try to say TLDR ls. And we can see it gives us list directory contents. It gives us that short little snippet of the description, but we can also see some examples of how to use this command, such as list files one per line, ls-1, list all files, including hidden files, ls-a, and so on. It gives us just examples on how to use this. Now, before we go, I want to say one last command for you guys, and that is clear. Clear clears your screen. You can also use Control L to clear your screen. So if we were to say TLDR ls again, Control L allows us to clear our screen. See, using the command line isn't that hard. We just went over a couple key commands that I use just about every day. We just scratched the surface of what we can do with the command line, but it's a great start. Alright everyone, thanks for watching, have fun, and monkey on.